Hey there guys, in this episode we're going through AQA's Foundation GCSE Maths Paper 3 from June 2018. So it's the second of the calculated papers. I'm going to put links down below to papers 1 and 2. I'm also going to put a link to my formula video for the formulas that you need, secret calculator tricks to help you with papers 2 and 3, as well as any topic playlists to help with this paper. Let's go! Okay, question 1. We want to circle the value of the digit 7 in 9.17. So for this we need to know our place value for decimals. So the 1 is tenths, 7 is hundredths. So the 7 is 7 hundredths, which means 7 over 100. Question 2 wants us to solve 3x is equal to 2. So we need to get rid of that 3. So because it's multiplying the x, we divide both sides by 3 and we get x is 2/3. Question 3 is asking which one of these shapes has no lines of symmetry. So it's A. Let's prove it. B has a line of symmetry like that. C has a line of symmetry straight down the middle. D has a line of symmetry straight across the middle like that. A has no line of symmetry. A is our guy. Question 4 wants us to circle the shortest length. So we got 1,200 centimetres, 0.13 kilometres, 110 metres, and 140,000 millimetres. So what I'm going to do here is convert each distance into the same unit. And I'm going to go for metres. So there are 100 centimetres in a metre. So to go from centimetres to metres, we divide by 100. So 1,200 centimetres is 12 metres. There are 1,000 metres in a kilometre, so to go from kilometres to metres, we multiply by 1,000. So this is 130 metres. Now remember, we want the shortest length, so straight away we can cross that out. Then we've got 110 metres. Again, we can cross that out because that is longer than 12 metres. And then we got 140,000 millimetres. So there are 10 millimetres in a centimetre. So to first of all turn this into centimetres, we're going to divide by 10. So we get 14,000 centimetres, and then to turn that into metres, we divide by 100. So this is 140 metres. So again, that is longer than 12 metres. So this first guy is the winner. Okay, 5A wants us to shade 2/5 of this grid. So we get to do some colouring in. Cool. We need to know how many squares are in the grid. So it's 2 high and 10 long. 2 times 10 is 20. So we then need to shade 2/5 of 20. 1/5 is 20 divided by 5, which is 4. 2/5 is 2 times 4, which is 8. So I'm not going to colour in, I'm going to put little crosses. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Cool. Part B wants us to shade 10% of this grid. So again, we need to know how many squares there are in the grid. So we're 4 high and 5 wide. So again, 4 times 5 is 20. 10% of 20 is 2. So we want 2 squares. Cool. 6. Saj wants us to go to all 19 home games of a football club. Each game, a ticket costs £28. We can get a season ticket for £379, which allows entry to all 19 games. We want to work out how much Saj would save by getting a season ticket. So, we need to work out how much it would cost to go to all 19 games, paying for separate tickets. So, 19 times £28 is £532. So the amount he would save is 532 minus 379, which is going to be £153. So that's our answer. Question 7 wants us to link algebra on the left to a description on the right. One has been done for us. So, this first one, P equals 3x add 4y, is a formula because there is more than one letter involved. That makes it a formula. The next one now, 3x add 6 on the left, and then we got this 3 bar equal sign in the middle. 3 lots of x plus 2. So a 3 bar equal sign means an identity. So this is saying 3x add 6 is identical to 3 lots of x plus 2. So this chap is an identity. So that is up on the top right. Okay, 3x add 2 is equal to 14. So we've only got one letter. We've all solved things like this 1,000 times. This is an equation. The equal sign with only one letter involved makes it an equation. So there's equation. 3x add 2. Well, there's only one letter, but more importantly, there is a no equal sign. So this thing is not an equation. We call this an expression. And then this final chap down here, 3x add 2 is less than 14. So a little pointy arrow means we are dealing with an inequality. Cool. Okay, question 8. Jim has 6 banknotes. Each banknote is either £5, £10 or £20. Now we are told he can make £20 with 3 notes. He can make £55 with 4 notes. He cannot make £25 with 3 notes. He cannot make £25 with 4 notes. We want to list his 6 notes. So, going in from the top, he can make £20 with 3 notes. So there's only one way that we could do that. We can go £5, £5, and £10. That is the only way that we can make £20 using 3 notes. So straight away, we know 3 of his notes. So we know he's got £5, £5, and a £10. Okay, from the second statement, he can make £55 with 4 notes. Again, there's only one way that we can do that, which is 5, 10, 20, 20. So, we've just found another 2 notes. He's got 2 20s. Okay, so now we're going to use the bottom 2 statements to work out the missing note. So he cannot make £25 with 3 notes. So the way that we would make £25 with 3 notes is 10, 10, and 5. So if we call this statement 3, 3 tells us he doesn't have 2 £10 notes. And then we're told he cannot make £25 with 4 notes. So how would we make £25 with 4 notes? We would go 5, 5, 5, and 10. So 4 tells us he doesn't have 3 £5 notes. So the remaining note can't be a £5, can't be a £10. Lucky boy, it's £20. Okay, question 9. The music app has a shuffle play function. This means that songs will play in a random order without repeat. Ruth puts 10 songs on shuffle play. One of them is her favourite song. We want to write down the probability her favourite song will play first. So her favourite song is 1 song out of 10. So the probability it will play first is 1 out of 10. Okay, then part B. Ted put songs A, B, C on shuffle play. We want to list all the possible orders of songs A, B, and C. one has been done for us. So we could go ABC, we could go A, C, B. We could go B, A, C. We could go B, C, A. We could go C, A, B. We could go C, B, A. That's all 6 combinations. Okay, question 10. We got a scale drawing of a Ferris wheel and a building. We are told the actual height of the Ferris wheel is 130 meters, and we need to work out the height of the building. So, a bit hard to do this bit on a tablet. If you've got this printed off, you would find the height of the Ferris wheel is 2 centimeters. So that then gives us our scale. 2 centimeters is equal to 130 meters. Now, if you measured the height of the building, you would get 10 centimeters. So the building is 5 times 2 centimeters, which is, using our scale, 5 times 130 meters, which gives us 650 meters. Question 11. Joe has a full cup of coffee, a lucky girl. We can see the cup has a height of 10 centimeters. She drinks some of the coffee and it's now down to a level of 5 centimeters. She says half of the coffee is still in the cup because 5 is half of 10. Is she correct? Give a reason for the answer. So she is not correct. The reason is the top section of the cup is wider than the bottom section of the cup. So there's going to be more coffee in the top 5 centimeters than in the bottom 5 centimeters. So if we just write something along the lines of top part is wider than the bottom, so there is less than half left. Again, because the top part was wider, had a greater volume, so there was more coffee in the top 5 centimeters than there is in the bottom 5 centimeters. Question 12 is all about pizza. What more could we want? So a takeaway sells 10-inch pizzas and 12-inch pizzas. We've got information about the number of pizzas sold over 2 weeks. So in week 1, our info is in a table, and for week 2, we've got a lovely frequency tree. So part A says in each week, a proportion of the pizzas sold were 10-inch pizzas. In which week was the proportion greater? So you're working to support your answer. So let's go first of all for week 1. So when we're talking proportion, we want to know, first of all, what fraction of the pizzas sold were 10-inch. So, in week 1, it was 512 out of 743. Now, if we turn that into a decimal, use your calculator, remember, we get 0.69 to 2 decimal places. Let's do the same for week 2. So for week 2, we sold 758 out of a total 1065. So our fraction is 758 divided by 1065, which again, to 2 decimal places, is 0.71. So that's a higher proportion. So week 2 is the winner. And then part B is a bit of a pain, to be honest. So the table shows information about profit and loss the takeaway makes on each pizza. In week 1, the profit was £1,895.55p. At the end of week 1, the takeaway spent £175 on adverts. We are asked if the profit increase from week 1 to week 2 was more than the adverts. And of course, we must show our working. So we can see from the table, when the takeaway sells pizzas at a normal price, they make profit. So the first thing we're going to work out is the profit from sales. So the profit from sales. Okay, so for every 10-inch that they sell at a normal price, they make £3.74 profit. So let's see how many 10-inch pizzas we sold in week 2. So we're on the top branch and we sold 396 10-inch pizzas at normal price. So to work out the profit that gets us, we're going to do 396 times the profit on each pizza, which is £3.74. And that is going to give us £1,481.04. Then we're going to do the same for the 12-inch pizzas. So every one of those that they sold, they made a profit of £5.29. So, how many 12-inch pizzas do we sell at the normal price? 164. So, we need to do 164 times £5.29, and that is going to give us £867.56p. So, now that we know those two numbers, we can work out our total profit from sales by adding those two numbers together, and that is going to give us 2,348 pounds and 60p. So that is the profit we've made on our normal price sales. We've made losses though on our special offer sales. So what we now need to do is work out the total loss from the special offer sales. So let's do that. Okay then, so for our loss from sales, we're doing a very similar job. So every 10-inch pizza that we sell at the offer price loses us 51p. Let's find how many we sold. We sold 362 10-inch pizzas at the offer price. So that loss is 362 times 0.51 pounds. Now that is going to give us £184 62p. And then if we do the same for the 12-inch pizzas, so we make a 4p loss, and we sold 143. So we're going to do 143 times 0.04 pounds, and that is going to give us £5.72p. So now we can work out our total loss from sales by adding those two numbers together. So we get £190.34p. Okay, we're nearly there, the worst part's over. So now we can work out the total profit in week 2. So the profit in week 2, well, it's the profit that we made from sales minus the loss that we made from sales. So 2,348.6 minus £190.34. So that is going to give us our profit for week 2, £158.26. So that is the total profit that they made in week 2. Now we need to work out the profit increase. So the profit increase is the profit in week 2. So 2,158.26 minus profit in week 1, which was £1,895.55p. So that gives us our profit increase of £262.71p. So, remember what we were actually asked was the increase in profit in week 2 more than the cost of the adverts? The adverts cost £175, so yes is the answer. So I guess we should say 262.71 is more than 175, so yes. What a horrible question. It's not even worth that many marks. Hopefully that's the worst one that we're going to see. In 13, a car travels 3.5 miles in 5 minutes. We want to work out the average speed in miles per hour. So, if it goes, let's say 5 minutes, it goes 3.5 miles. Remember, there are 60 minutes in an hour. So we could then go, well, every 10 minutes. It's going to go twice as far. So it's going to go 7 miles in 10 minutes. Now remember, there are 60 minutes in an hour. So in 60 minutes, it's going to go 6 lots of 7 miles, so 42 miles. So our answer is 42 miles per hour. 24. A triangle has base 9 centimetres and perpendicular height 5.6 centimetres. We want to work out the area of this triangle. So a very common misconception here is that base times height divided by 2 is only right for right angled triangles. It's not. It's for any triangle. As long as we know the base and the perpendicular height, then it's base times height divided by 2. So this is going to be 9 times 5.6 all over 2. Stick that in your calculator and we get 25.2 centimetres squared. Question 15. 4 numbers add together to give us 36. One of the numbers is a multiple of 7. The other 3 numbers are equal, so they are the same. We want to work out the result when the numbers are multiplied together. So that means we need to find the numbers. So, multiples of 7 underneath 36 are 7, 14, 21, 28, and 35. So these are our possible numbers for the multiple of 7. Now we know the other 3 numbers are equal. So that means if we take the multiple of 7 away from 36, we have to end up with a number divisible by 3. So straight away we can rule out 35. 36 minus 35 gives us 1. So we definitely can't split 1 into 3 pieces equally. 36 minus 28 is 8. 8 is not divisible by 3, so 28 is out. 36 minus 21 is 15. 15 is divisible by 3. So that's our winner. So we can forget about 14 and 7. So 36 minus 21 is 15. 15 divided by 3 is 5. So our 4 numbers are 5, 5, 5 and 21. So we want to work out 5 times 5 times 5 times 21, which gives us 2,625. Cool. Okay, question 16. So we got a sketch of triangle ABC and we are asked to make an accurate drawing. So we got 2 side lengths. One of them is even done for us down below. And we know an angle. So all we need for this is a protractor and a ruler. So I've done my best on a tablet. I'll try and explain it to you. So they gave us the length AB. That was already there. That was the 11 centimetre length. Now we know between AB and AC there was an angle of 37 degrees. So what you want to do is put the centre of your protractor on point A and find 37 degrees and then mark that point just using your protractor. So that's my blue cross here, and using a ruler draw an 8 centimetre line that goes through that point, and you will get something that looks like my red line here, and then the blue line just takes care of itself. Join out the red line to the baseline. Cool. Question 17 wants us to simplify 7x minus, in brackets, 3x minus 2x. So we need to sort out the inside of the brackets first. So we got 7x minus 3x minus 2x is x. So we just got 7x minus x, which is 6x. So 6x is our winner. Question 18 says a competition took place in 1983 and takes place every 6 years. We want to circle the year it will also take place. So we need this year that we're looking for to be a multiple of 6 after 1983. So 2083 is 100 years later. 100 is not a multiple of 6, so that's up. If we do 2036 minus 1983, then we get 53 years. 53 is not a multiple of 6, so that's out. 2049, if we do that, minus 1983, and then we are going to get 66, which is a multiple of 6. So, this is our winner. Let's just check the fourth one. So, 2023 minus 1983 is 40, which is not a multiple of 6. So it's not that one. Cool. 19. In an election, there were 4 candidates, J, K, L and M. Fran drew a pie chart to show the results. The sections for J and K have been done for us. So, the J section has an angle of 72 degrees and the K section has an angle of 90 degrees. We're told twice as many people voted for L as voted for M, and we want to complete the pie chart. So, first thing we need to know is total degrees in the circle is 360 degrees. At the moment, our 2 sections take up 90 degrees and 72 degrees. So we need to find the size of what's left. So 90 add 72 is 162 degrees. So if we do 360 minus 162, we get 198. So that tells us that L and M share 198 degrees of the pie chart. Now we're told twice as many people voted for L as voted for M. So we can now think of this as a ratio. So L to M is 2 to 1. So we want to split 198 in the ratio 2 to 1. So if we add 2 and 1, we get 3. 198 divided by 3 is 66. So L got 2 times 66 degrees, and M got 1 times 66. So L got 132 degrees of the pie chart, and M got 66. So we now need to draw one of these angles on the pie chart, and the other one will take care of itself. So if we go for L, which is 132 degrees, you now need your protractor. So I'm just going to do this roughly. If you were using your protractor though, the centre of your protractor on the point in the middle of the circle, have the 0 degree line running along this line here. And then we want to measure 132 degrees. So that is going to look roughly like that. So then, don't forget to label the pie chart. Cool. So that is our pie chart. And then for part B, we're told 16,200 people voted, and we want to work out how many people voted for J. So the first thing we need to do here is work out how many people are represented by each 1 degree. So to do that, we divide the total number of people, 16,200, by the total number of degrees in the pie chart. So by 360. Now that gives us 45 people. So every 1 degree represents 45 people. So the angle for J is 72. So the number of people that voted J is going to be 45 times 72, which gives us 3,240 people. Cool. Question 20 says the probability that A is the outcome of an experiment is 0.2. We want to work out the probability that A is not the outcome. So probability always adds up to 1. So to work out the probability of A not being the outcome, we do 1 minus the probability that it is the outcome. So 1 minus 0.2 is 0.8. 21 wants us to rearrange E equals to F to make F the subject. So to make something the subject means to get it on its own. So what we need to do with this one is move the 2. Now the 2 is multiplying the F, so to get rid of it we do the opposite of multiplying by 2, which is dividing by 2. So we divide both sides by 2 and get E over 2 is equal to F. So F is E over 2. 22. So we got a rule for a sequence. After the first 2 terms, each term is half the sum of the 2 previous terms. So sum means we add them together. So we got the first 3 terms, 2, 10 and 6. So to get this 6, we've done 2 plus 10, which is 12, and then divided that by 2. We want to show that the 6th term is the first term that is not a whole number. So the 4th term is 6 plus 10 divided by 2, which is 16 divided by 2, so that's going to give us 8. The 5th term, well, that's going to be 8 add 6 divided by 2, which is 14 divided by 2, which is 7. And then our 6th term is 8 plus 7, divided by 2, which is 15 divided by 2, which gives us 7.5, which is not a whole number, and it's the first time that has happened. Then for part B, we're told a different sequence follows the same rule. The first term is 4, the third term is 9.5. We need to work out the second term. So we don't know the second term, which is the whole reason we're asked to find it. What we like to call things in maths when we don't know their value, x. So we're going to call the second number x. Now we know that 4 plus x all divided by 2 is equal to 9.5. Now we can solve this equation. 4 plus x is being divided by 2, so we're going to multiply by 2, so we know that 4 plus x is 2 times 9.5, which is 19. And then if we take away the 4, we get x is equal to 15. Cool. In a group of 20 people, 7 own a dog, 3 own a cat, 12 do not own a dog or a cat. Adrian shows this information using a Venn diagram. So there's his Venn diagram, and we want to make 2 criticisms of the Venn diagram. So the first one is a group of 20 people. We've got 7 own a dog, 3 own a cat, that's 10, and then we got 12 that don't own a dog or a cat. So we got 22 people in our Venn diagram, and we are supposed to have 20. So 7 add 3 add 12 is 22. We were told the group was supposed to have 20 people. Okay, so that would do for 1. And next, well, there's another 2 things I'm going to mention. So 12 people do not own a dog or a cat. That 12 is on the outside of the Venn diagram. So the 12 should be inside the rectangle but outside the circles. Okay, and then the third one, we don't need a third one, but it's good to mention, because the circles overlap here, that makes it look like there should be people that own a dog and a cat, but we're not told that anyone in the group does, so the circles shouldn't overlap. Okay, 24, so we're now in the questions that are also on the higher paper. So A is a common factor of 72 and 120. So A is a number that goes into 72 and 120. B is a common multiple of 6 and 9. So B is a number that 6 and 9 both go into. Our mission is to find the greatest possible value of A over B. So, for this fraction to take the greatest possible value, we want A to be as big as possible. So we want the biggest value of A, and we're going to want the smallest value of B. So what we want to find then is the highest common factor of 72 and 120, and the lowest common multiple of 6 and 9. So, with 72 and 120, probably the easiest way is to list all the factors. So 72 we got 1, 72, 2, 36, 3, 24, 4, 18, 6, 12, and then 8 and 9. So those are all the factors of 72. So do the same for 120. So we got 1, 120, 2, 60, 3, 40, 4, 30, 5, 24, 6, 20, 8, 15, and 10 and 12. Okay, so the highest common factor there is 24. So we got 24 there and 24 there. So from that, we're going to say, well, A is 24. Now B is quite a lot easier. So for B, we want the lowest common multiple of 6 and 9. So what is the first number, the lowest number that 6 and 9 both go into? It's 18. So we're going to say B is 18. So A over B is 24 over 18, which would be a fine answer, but it does simplify to 4/3. Good times. Question 25. So shapes A and B are similar. We're told shape B is an enlargement of shape A with a scale factor of 1.5. Now similar shapes, inside similar shapes, the angles stay exactly the same. The gap from the side lengths of the small shape to the big shape. So here to get from the lengths of A to B, we're going to multiply by the scale factor, so times by 1.5 to get from the lengths of B to the lengths of A. We're going to do the exact opposite, and we are going to divide by 1.5. So the question asks us to work out the value of X, H, and W. So X is this angle here. On shape A, that angle is 54, so it's exactly the same in shape B. So X is 54 degrees. Okay, H is this length here. The corresponding length on A is 5. So H is 5 times 1.5 which is going to give us 7.5 centimetres, and then W is this length here. Now, on shape B, the corresponding length is 9 centimetres. So, W is 9 divided by 1.5, which is equal to 6 centimetres. Cool. Okay, question 26 is some fun with percentages, so I'll put my percentage increase and decrease stuff down below. Okay, so we got these two investments, A and B. We want to work out how much more investment B is worth than investment A after 2 years. So we're going to need to work out the value of both investments after 2 years first of all. So let's do investment A first of all. So investment A, we're going to save £150 per month for 2 years, and then 2.5% interest is added to the amount saved. So, first of all, we're saving £150 every month for 2 years. 1 year is 12 months, 2 years is 24 months. So to work out the total amount we save, we do 24 times 150. Now that gives us 3,600. So we've saved that, and now we get paid 2.5% interest on £3,600. So the way that I'm going to do this is by decimal multipliers, because it's good practice. So 2.5% as a decimal is 0.025. So to increase 3,600 by 2.5%, we do 3,600 times 1.025, and that's going to give us £3,690. So that is how much investment A is worth after 2 years. So now we need to do investment B, which tells us to invest £3,500, and then we get paid compound interest of 3% per year. So compound interest means that the interest builds up. In the second year, we get paid interest on that £3,500 and the amount of interest that we earned in the first year. So again, I'm going to do this by decimal multipliers. 3% is 0.03. So we could work out how much we've got after 1 year. To do that, we would do 3,500 times 1.03. So that would tell us how much money we'd have after the first year. We want after 2 years though. So all that we need to do is stick a power of 2 on the multiplier. So 3,500 times 1.03 squared, it's going to give us £3,713.15p. So we now know how much both investments are worth. We want to work out how much more investment B is worth. So now we're going to do 3,713 0.15 minus 3,690, and that gives us £23.15p. Cool. Okay, 27a wants us to show that the lines y equals 3x at 7 and 2y minus 6x equals 8 are parallel. So, we're going to need here the general equation of a straight line, which is y equals mx plus c, where m is the gradient. Why is that important? Well, if two lines are parallel, then they have the same gradient. So, when parallel, lines have equal gradient. So, y equals 3x at 7 has a gradient of 3. So that's no problem. What we need to do is rearrange the second guy into the form y equals mx plus c. We can't read the gradient of it unless it's in that form. So we got 2y minus 6x is equal to 8. Okay. So 2y minus 6x is equal to 8. So we're going to add 6x to both sides. So we get 2y is 6x, add 8, and then we're going to divide through by 2. So we get y is 3x, add 4. So the gradient of this line is also 3. So they got the same gradient, they are parallel. Okay, then part B is the point minus 5 minus 6 above, below, or on the line y equals 3x, add 7. So we're not allowed to use a graphical method. So the way to do this is we need to find on the line what is the y value when x is equal to minus 5. So on the line y equals 3x, add 7, when x is minus 5, y is going to be 3 times minus 5, which is minus 15, add 7, which is minus 8. So, we know that point minus 5 minus 6 is not on the line, because when x is equal to minus 5, the y value on the line is minus 8. So now we need to think, well, the y coordinate then of this point we're interested in is minus 6. Is minus 6 above minus 8 or below minus 8? It's above. So minus 6 is above minus 8. So our answer is above. Okay, question 28, the grand finale. So the cost of a ticket increases by 10% to £19.25p. We want to work out the original cost of the ticket. Now, a very common mistake here is that people will just work out 10% of 1925 and take that off. That's not what we do. This is reverse percentages, and I'll put my stuff on this down below. So, the original cost, so we'll call it the OC, increases by 10%. Now the original cost is 100% of the original cost. So we can say, well, 110% of the original cost is equal to 1925. Now we want to go from 110% to 100%, but we can only do this by division and multiplication. So can we think of a nice percentage amount that goes into 110 that we can then put or turn into 100? Yes, we can. 10%. So we're going to turn 110% into 10%. Now to do that, we divide by 11. So if we do 1925 divided by 11, we get £1.75, and then to get from 10% to 100%, we're going to multiply by 10, so we get 100% is £17.50p. So that is our final answer. There we go guys, paper done. If you found this useful, don't forget to give us a thumbs up, get subscribed, share with your friends. Hope to see you in the other papers. Good luck with your exams, take it easy, take care.